Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show, sponsored by Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga, Top Shine Detailing, and check us out on all of our platforms. Well, happy Martin Luther King Jr. Day. It is a federal holiday. Banks are closed. Courthouses are closed. I'm still working. By the way, I work on Christmas too, so don't take any offense. But today's not a bad day to stop and pause and honor and think about the civil rights leader and all the hell he went through for the cause that ended with great success. All right, in Iowa, they're going to caucus tonight, for who's going to be the next president of the United States. Trump even went there in bad weather. We'll see what happens. It looks like Trump's way up. If he wins this, it should catapult him. By the way, I know this. The Trump folks feel like they win Iowa, it's over. And I believe that. He's going to win New Hampshire too, and if he wins Iowa, he'll even have a better chance of winning New Hampshire. New Hampshire's a contrarian, but there's no path to victory by Nikki Haley or Ron DeSantis. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. the FAA, you can't make this up. They are trying to diversify by hiring people who are on the fringes of psychiatric issues and disability issues and everything else. Can you imagine this? Talk about safety issues. It's unfreaking believable. To put that ahead of safety is insanity. All right, Democrats are going south. The people identifying as a Democrat continue to go down, down, down. Trump backslaps Vivek because Vivek made a shirt that Trump didn't like that said, "Save Trump, vote for Vivek." Well, guess what? Trump didn't like it. I think it's an overreaction, but bottom line is Vivek's now persona non grata in Trump world. A heckler gave Ron DeSantis a participation trophy in front of his wife, Casey. Ouch. 2 missing Navy SEALs in the Mediterranean. Sad, sad, sad. They've been lost, can't be found. 1989. Parents said this 5-year-old missing boy went missing. Well, they've now been arrested because they killed him. Look at that little boy. Look at that little boy. Death penalty, death penalty, death penalty. King Charles apparently does not want to push away Prince Andrew. And William's not happy about it. You know what? Let's face it. Have you watched The Crown? The Crown's pretty good, accurate depiction. But we've watched him from afar for years, right? Lady Di and everything else. The King of England's a fruitcake, whack job, weirdo, weak, craved to be king, waiting for his mom to die. I don't care what any Brit says, to hell with him. By the way, I got royal blood in me, my genealogy, so I feel like I have the right to speak out on this. I got more royal bloody than my buddy Brit. There you go. All right. This guy was shot and killed on a beach in front of his family. Everybody was like, oh, well, it turns out he was a hitman. So they hit the hitman. John Kerry is going to resign of his climate position. Oh, go back on your little sailing boat or board or whatever the hell it is. Joe Biden says he does not support Taiwan independence. Way to throw him under the bus there, Joe. Art dealing hunter. Remember they said we won't know who's buying this art? Well, his sugar brother, who spent nearly $1 million, they knew who the hell he was. Hal Rogers, from the oldest congressman in the country, from the 5th Congressional District down in southern mountains of Kentucky, was in a car accident. Apparently he's going to be okay. Never Nikki is what Rand Paul is saying. 400,000 square miles were added to our country, more than double the size of Spain. We just have declared this our territory. It's like underwater stuff. All right, gas merger between Chesapeake and I think it's called Southern. $5 billion merger, the largest gas supplier in the world. Hezbollah is apparently, we should be concerned, according to the United States, of Hezbollah hitting us here in the United States. Way to go, Joe. Alaska Airlines is under fire, obviously, for their planes falling apart in midair. Boeing is too. New Hampshire. After tonight, it'll be on to New Hampshire. Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley are claiming that's where they're going to hold it at the fort down. They won't. Montana, you ready for this? the government owns. I'm kind of glad about this because at least the Chinese can't get it. 27 million acres is owned by the government in Montana. Will you sell me a few? Mike Lindell's bitching that Fox canceled him. You know why? He didn't pay their bill since August. Owes him like $7 million. Lindell is underwater. You know what? This guy crashed and burned in a big way. I feel sorry for him. But boy, he crashed and burned. The prosecutor, you can't make this up, the special prosecutor in Fulton County, held in contempt for not turning over his financial records in his divorce. The lover of Fannie Willis. I tell you right now, that thing's blowing up. This is a sad story. Roger Daltrey's very involved in the battle for cancer. And he says, in all of his work, he does not think they want to find a cure for cancer, and therefore they will not find a cure for cancer. And that's sick. Roger Daltrey from The Who, lead singer, very involved in the battle, says they'll never find a cure because they don't want to find a cure. I've heard that before, but that's hearing it from him. Hamas released some video footage of some of their hostages and said, you'll find out what happens to them tomorrow. Sick stuff. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Local News, sponsored by Eric Deters Consulting, Parks Yoga, Top Shine Detailing, and check us out on all of our platforms. Well, let's get to the number one category all the time for our local news, which is law crime. Drive-by shooting in Evanston last night. It never ends. Actually, it was Saturday night. Happened about 6:30 a.m. One person was shot in the leg. Police said he told him he was sitting in the driver's seat of a car when someone began shooting at him. Butler County shooting, too. No suspects yet. 2 people were shot in Butler County. Hebron Grill. Who would have ever thought that out in Hebron there would be a carjacking? But there was at the Hebron Grill. There's been a shooting at Avondale. Can't make it up. It never ends. It's the same places over and over again. Then there was a shootout in good old Independence, my hometown. Joshua Harmon is in custody. Oxford officer has been declared that he did not do anything wrong in that arrest up in Oxford that caused such a brouhaha. And then there's this guy here, Timothy Brock, bathroom creep. Apparently attacked a young boy. This guy's the same as T.J. Roberts. And in local news, tractor-trailer death. Ronaldo Williams was killed walking on I-75 in Grant County near the way station. What the hell was he walking for? Apparently he was wearing dark clothes too. Sad, sad, sad. Chase Law School is getting renovated. So they're having a new class anywhere and everywhere. That's my alma mater, Jamie Spindley. And in Kentucky news, Massey, CNN. He was kind of rude to that lady. Don't get me wrong, it was CNN, but he was kind of rude. She fired back at him. Of course, anything that Massey embarrasses him, I'm all for. You know what, Thomas Massey, if he spent as much time fighting for our district than appearing on television shows, maybe he would do something. All right, and last but not least, I want to rail on this. Ha, get it? $1.6 billion from the railroad purchase. This is an example of political gangsterism that goes on. So they got this $1.6 billion coming in. Everybody wants a piece of it. Who gets a piece of it? How is it distributed? Who controls the distribution? Who controls it? This is exhibit A of what goes on in politics. Everybody wants a piece of that money. Grants for that, grant for that. It's like money laundering, $1.68 billion. And you know who's going to get it all? Democrats. And some Republicans, too. It's unfreaking believable. The good old city sold their railroad. Now they got $1.6 billion to spend. I tell you one family, you know who's going to get their hands on it. The former mayor's family. That's right. Mr. Streetcar, Mallory. Boy, the Mallorys will have their hands out, getting what they can get. All their grants for this or grants for that. It's unbelievable. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.
This is Eric Deters World News. The headlines. Denmark has a new king, Frederik X, announced by Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen at the Christiansborg Palace. Over 100,000 people gathered in Copenhagen to witness this historic event after Queen Margaret II stepped down. Homes in Grindavik are on fire as lava from an Icelandic volcano reaches the towns, the following of previous evacuation in November due to another eruption in the same area, with at least 2 buildings now consumed by flowing lava. In other news, 6 people were arrested for a suspected plot to disrupt the London Stock Exchange. The Met Police revealed that activists from the Palestine Action Group intended to cause damage and halt trading. Arrests took place in London, Liverpool and Brighton. The United Kingdom plans to send 20,000 troops for NATO's Steadfast Defender exercise, a significant military drill. Defense Secretary Grant Sharp aims to provide reassurance against potential Russian threats, with the Army, Navy and Royal Air Force personnel participating in a 31-nation exercise. That's the headlines. Until tomorrow, cheerio.
Ladies and gentlemen, the American cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to Sports Without Boundaries. Lots to discuss today, sponsored by Top Shine Detailing. Well, the Dallas Cowboys, my team, sucked it up yesterday. We have become the Boston Red Sox and Chicago Cubs of old, where we get that hope. We get that hope. We got this great team, and then we suck when it counts. It goes on and on and on. This game wasn't as close as the 48-32 score reveals. Defense sucked. Dan Quinn, thank you very much. And then it begs to, question, especially when Jerry Jones says he's in shock, he can't comprehend it, is how do you keep McCarthy? It is mind-boggling to me. And how do you give Dak all the money he wants in light of this? If I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I'm getting a new coach, I'm getting a new quarterback, and I'm signing CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons, and all those players. Because you can do regular season all you want, and you're at home. This thing was set up perfect for the Cowboys to play 2 at home, go on the road, try San Francisco again. In warm weather. Disaster, disaster, disaster. All right, the Detroit Lions, God love them, won their first playoff game at home forever, like 30 freaking years. And it's just awesome that they beat the Rams 24-23. What a good story. And you know what? I'm rooting for the Lions. The Lions are my team going forward. I hope the Lions, they get to host a game next week, and hopefully they'll just keep on a trucking. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Dolphins 26-7. This was kind of comical because it was so cold. Tua was over on the sidelines just, bundled up. I mean, this was a disaster for the Dolphins. That's why they screwed up not getting home field advantage, then having to go play that game. The Browns got killed by the Texans. By the way, here's an example. This quarterback, 22 years old, youngest quarterback to win a playoff game, wins a playoff game in big fashion. The Steelers play the Bills at 4:30 today. The Bucs play the Eagles tonight. UK lost to Texas A&M 92-97. Calipari found a way to screw that one up. Xavier beat Providence over the weekend, and Baylor beat UC 62-59. Bama hired Kalen DeBoer from Washington. Outstanding hire. He'll be bringing his offensive coordinator with him as well. And I'm telling you, this is a good hire. And you know what? There's always going to be transfers. There'll be transfers in. But the bottom line is Jalen Milroe sticking around, and that's what matters. The Patriots hired Jared Mayo, the linebackers coach, who also played for the New England Patriots. They hired from within. The Bulls' Ring of Honor this weekend went real bad. Why? Michael Jordan doesn't show up, sends a video. Scottie Pippen doesn't show up because they don't want to run into each other. And the crowd booed when they honored Krause and made this wife cry. You know what? I couldn't stand Krause either, but come on, he assembled the team. Them booing, bunch of dissembling feeble giglets. Unbelievable. Can you imagine that? Poor lady. I feel sorry for the damn woman. Terrible. Caleb Williams is trying to play, he's trying to act like Eli Manning, and Phillip Rivers and all, trying to manipulate who's going to draft him. He does not want to go to the Bears.
I'm done with this guy from the start.
Me too. I'd say screw you. Yeah. And you know what? The Bears have said they're going to draft a quarterback. See you, Fields. Jim Harbaugh is interviewing with the Chargers. That means he's going to the Chargers. J.J. McCarthy of the Michigan Wolverines has declared for the NFL draft. No surprise there. What else is he going to do? Rick Pitino's funnier than hell. St. John's lost a game, and he says he would like to be frozen, die by frostbite. It was hysterical. He went off. Like how bad losing kills him. That's the kind of coach you want. That's the kind of coach you want. Bill Belichick is apparently hot to trot the Falcons, but I'm thinking to myself, how does Dallas not hire this guy? Are you kidding me? My God. Hire him. By the way, just so you know, the wheels fell off in New England because of their talent. It wasn't Belichick's coaching. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Fire McCarthy. Ladies and gentlemen, American Jury and Bulldog Nation, welcome to Eric Deters Pop Culture, sponsored by Top Shine Detailing. Well, the Critic Choice Awards were this weekend. Blah, 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 blah. The big winners were, of course, Barbie. Barbie won everything. And Paul Giamatti pulled off a big one for The Holdovers. And I'm telling you right now, that was a great movie. But this is more about this later. Eric Church once burglarized his ex's home to retrieve his Willie Nelson records. Thus the song, Leave My Willie Alone. Willie Whacker. All right. Robert Downey Jr. says Marvel let the inmates run the asylum. Woke, woke, woke. Good for you, Robert Downey Jr. I saw this movie. I forget the name of the movie, but it's a true story about an ice skating chimp. And he and his owner traveled across America and picked up a serial killer. And he didn't kill him, but it's a wild movie. I forget the name of the movie, but you ought to check it out. It's great. Martin Scorsese wants to get Daniel Day-Lewis out of retirement for one more movie. I hope he succeeds. That would be worth seeing. Top Gun 3 is going to be made. Does that shock you? Hell no. They made so much money on Top Gun 2. Here comes Top Gun 3. The 5 richest men are almost worth $1 trillion. And since 2020, their fortunes have doubled. It's sickening. $1 trillion almost. All right, folks, did you know that today is apparently the most depressing day of the year? This is called Blue Monday. This is supposed to be the most depressing day of the year. It might be. Are you feeling depressed, Jamie?
Actually, I said to Sarah this morning, I said, do you ever have one of them days where you think like, what the hell? And I'm listening to this.
There you go. That's today. Speaking of Critic Choice Awards, Barry Gohegan danced around naked at the end of the movie Saltburn. It was pretty funny. And Chelsea Handler gave him a hard time about most people wear a prosthetic, but he didn't. You know what? He didn't have shrinkage. I saw the movie. By the way, the ending was stupid. Him dancing around naked was stupid. All right. Miss Colorado, Madison Marsh, who we picked up on last week, has won Miss America. This is the woman who is an Air Force pilot and looks like this. And we declared that she should be handed the crown. Well, she won. So much for transies winning Miss America now. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Have a great day.